Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is an economic crisis. You know, the Federal Reserve giveth and the Federal Reserve taketh away. In a desperate attempt to help this economy recover from this horrific economic crisis, the one from 2008 and 2009, the Federal Reserve, they pushed interest rates all the way to the floor, right? Boom. And they kept them at or near the floor until 2022, right? Now, during that same time period, the Fed also created trillions, and I mean trillions of dollars out of thin air. Poof, here you go. And they pumped it into the financial system. Now, all of this new money had to go somewhere. And it created colossal financial bubbles that were unlike anything we had ever seen before. It was strange, really. Like Stranger Things. So, there are a few voices that were warning that all of this foolishness would end very badly. But those voices were mostly drowned out by those who were super happy that the asset values were about absolutely to explode. Some of those voices were mine, TRISH, you know, the ones that they always try to shut up. Yeah. But the Fed had essentially created this ultimate get-rich-quick scheme. And countless of Americans were more than happy to take advantage of it. Sad, really, if you think about it. But everyone knew that this sudden change of course by the Fed would crash the housing market, and that is precisely what is happening. It happened in 2008 and 2009, and it's happening again. So, in fact, even the Wall Street Journal, they are now admitting that what we are facing is a housing slump as severe by some metrics as that of '07 to '09. Okay, and the Federal Reserve interest rate increases, they have brought on a housing slump so severe that inflicting pain on prospective buyers, homeowners, builders, and other industries linked to real estate, oh, it's bad. I mean, for the Fed, this is a feature, not a bug, okay? Slumping housing could help deliver the lower economic activity and inflation that the Fed wants in the coming year. So home sales, they have been falling month after month. Have you actually checked what your house is worth? Keep an eye on it, and you'll see it's going to go down, 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 down. Okay? And this is all being projected that they could soon fall below the levels that we witnessed with the last housing crash. If you were a homeowner back then, do you remember being what was called in the red, where you owed more than what your house was actually worth? Yeah. So sales of existing homes, like right now, they fell in November for a record 10th straight month, okay? And economists at Fannie Mae and Goldman Sachs, ding, 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 Trish, okay, forecast that they will drop below 4 million in 2023, lower than that during the 2006 to 2011 housing bust. Now, here's some more bad news for you. I know I'm the bringer of bad news, but pending home sales, they are one of the best leading indicators for where the housing market is going next. People are literally moving to here in Florida and to Arizona. Like, I mean, in droves. It's crazy, okay? And at this point, pending home sales have dropped to the lowest level ever recorded, okay? Now, contracts to buy U.S. previously owned homes fell far more than expected in November, diving for a 6th straight month In the latest indication of the hefty toll that the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes are taking on the housing market as the central bank seeks to curb this inflation, which it really can't be curbed. It really can't. And the National Association of Realtors, they even said that its pending home sales index based on signed contracts fell 4% to 73.9 last month from October's downwardly revised 77.0. And November was the lowest reading. Aside from the short-lived drop in the early months of the pandemic, since NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, launched the index in 2001, which interest rates so high. Okay, very few people even want to buy homes right now, and so home prices they're coming down. They're coming down because sellers, they'll put their house on the market for what they think it's worth or for what the realtor thinks it's worth. After 30 days, they're like, all right. So they drop it like $5,000. Another 30 days. Shoot. Take another 10 grand off. And that's how it happens. Boom, 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 boom. And I know this from experience from when my father was a real estate agent. And it's terrible what's going on right now. It really, truly is. So, in fact, we will need cash in housing prices even larger than what we witnessed during the last housing crash just to get back in the long-term trend line, okay? So, do you think, okay, here's a question for you. Do you think that our system will be able to handle a housing crash of this magnitude? No, we're not going to be able to, okay? So, meanwhile, this absurd cryptocurrency bubble, okay, that was created by the Fed's easy money policies has already imploded. And, you know, now you've got CBDC rolling out. UBI is rolling out, okay? And this is the perfect storm. That's what this is. This is the perfect storm. And there are no winners in this. None whatsoever. Okay. So more than $2 trillion of this crypto wealth has already been wiped out. Less than $1 trillion is left. But it's like, well, the party was fun while it lasted. Yeah. Well, guess what? You know, sadly, you know, there's all these bubbles that are pop, 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 pop. They're all popping. They're all bursting. 2023 is going to be a very painful year. Very painful. Normally, major economic turndowns, just about everyone, you know, it hits everyone by surprise. But if you've been paying attention, you're going to be like, I saw that one coming. I saw that one coming. It's one of those, you know, and you're going to be one of those ones like I am that said, I told you so. Sorry. Told you so, you know. But by this time around, almost everyone can feel that there's really bad times that are coming. You could feel it. It's almost one of those, like you could feel it in the air, you know. So we've never seen anything like this before. And that is because the coming crisis is going to be very, very bad. Many among the elites can actually sense what is approaching will be truly like what nightmares are made out of. They have been feverishly preparing for the worst. You know how we prep for whatever worst case scenario we feel we need to prep for? Okay, but we prep with gear, with food, with gold and silver. You know, that's how we prep, right? Imagine how they have to prepare for something like this, okay? A recent poll found that 4 out of 10 Americans believe that we are living in the end of times. We are, but we are not. It's not so much the end of times. A lot of us can see that we're actually going to be living in another Great Depression. it's not just that every man who is fearing like the apocalyptic, it's not going to be apocalyptic like where we have zombies running around. No, it's going to be apocalyptic in other ways. We're definitely going to probably see another Great Depression. Okay. Food lines. We're already seeing food lines. Okay. But they're just at pantries this time. Okay. You know, people are already losing their jobs. They're already losing their homes. Those are the signs right there. So billionaires have actually been prepping themselves for this apocalypse with elaborate doomsday bunkers for years. Okay, that one guy that he builds these bunkers for the elites, he's in Texas. Canadian Prepper had him on his channel, oh my gosh, 6 months ago. And remember when all of those places were on fire? His was one that was actually burnt down. And it was right after he was on Canadian Prepper's channel. You know, so, and it was his one office that's in Texas. What the heck is his name? I can't remember. But I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. But as, you know, as this world still reels from the scars of the CV, right? Climate change driven storms lash American coastlines, flood inland cities. Putin continues to talk of nuclear this and nuclear that, right? It does feel like it's end times, but it's really not. It's just another way of looking at an apocalyptic scenario, if you will. The world's wealthiest are among the most cautious of a coming calamity, including the guy who founded PayPal. Okay, Silicon Valley entrepreneur. Okay, that's who is really feeling this push, pull, whatever you want to call it. They have famously laid down roots in remote New Zealand with the express purpose of riding out the end of days. Imagine being even able to lay out that kind of money. But yes, things are going to get very crazy as global events spiral completely out of control. But that does not mean that you should curl up in a fetal position. You know, there's no pity parties here. It's keep going. Keep prepping. Don't stop. I've said it before. Keep prepping. Keep prepping. You can be at ease for a minute, but get back in that game. You know? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right? Get prepared for some really, really tough years ahead. The clock is ticking, man. And just about everything that can be shaken will be shaken in 2023 and beyond. So just keep going. Don't stop. Okay? All right, I'm out of here. I appreciate you. Okay? You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fearless.